30 laps to go. Looking for the green. There it is, and Westgate gets a shot. Trouble for Duhanchik as he does not come up to speed fully down the front stretch. Now he gets it gathered in. Great job by the drivers around him for not running him over. Lap number 1 of the books, and it is Westgate setting the pace. LaValle sits second. Almeida sits third. Duhanchik has recovered nicely to sit fourth. Down off of turn number 2, the 13 of Lafort, rounding out the top 5. Levette drifts up way high in that battle for 5th. That allows the 88 Emmanuel to slide in underneath. Crystal Murray is right there as well as they roll off of turn number 2. Murray down to the inside of Levesque. That's for 8th into 3 and 4. Give the advantage off the corner to Murray. She is up to 7th. Lafort taking a look for the 4th as he gets a run underneath Duhanchik down into turns 1 and 2. Down the backstretch they go, and Duhanchik works that high side as he takes a look to the outside of Almeida in the 07. Almeida working over the 89 of LaValle, while LaValle watches the 49 of Westgate right in front of him. Manuel closes right up on the back bumper. That white number 13 takes a look to the outside. Lafort running the Ray Herman machine here tonight. Borrowed the ride so he could focus on his son's second week in the Seekonk Grand Prix Bandolero Bandits. Takes a look down to the inside of Duhanchik off of turn number 4. That's the battle for that number 4 spot. Give it to Duhanchik that time at the stripe, but as they come off of turn number 2, Lafort looks to take the edge away. Little further back, Jack Dumas trying to make some noise underneath Kaylee Simmons. Simmons drifts up way high off of turn number 4. Give Dumas the advantage there in that 10th position. Bobby Bush and Sabrina Beaulier paddling at the tail end of the field while the leaders are thundering down off of turn number 2. They are about 4 car lengths behind them, and they're going to close in real quick. Bush slides up the racetrack, gives the leader some room down to the inside. Beaulier about to do the same as they are nose to tail. Good run by LaValle. Takes a look to the inside of Westgate. Gets crossed up. Everybody up on the binders. Lafort does some navigating down up on the berm, and that gives the advantage to the outside as the 88 of Manuel takes a look there off of turn number 4. That's the battle for the 4th spot. Lafort down on the inside. Manuel up top as they hit turns 1 and 2. Duhanchik has slid out of the top 7 as Colin Levesque has gotten the run and taken that spot away from him. Manuel settles back behind the 13, tries a crossover move down the back straightaway, gets a nose up underneath. Lafort shuts the door, slide race through the middle of the corners, the back end tries to slide on out of that Acura, gathers it back in, and they stay clean and green. Top 8 cars nose to tail off of turn number 2. It's about 3/4 of a straightaway back to the 9th place runner, Sam Matera, with Jack Dumas rounding out the top 10. Dave Westgate continues to show the way. Here comes Almeida down to the inside. LaValle's able to gather it back and shut the door down into turn number 3. Henry LaValle's having the best run he's had in a long time in that SaveLives.com number 89, sitting in the number 2 spot. For those of you who are not familiar with what Henry does for a living, he works with EMS and for the government helping out in disaster areas. It is not uncommon to see him miss some racing because he's somewhere else in the country helping others out. Having a good run here, sitting in 2nd. A.J. Manuel takes a look to the outside, battling him and Lafort side by side. Lafort battles back, takes that 4th spot back, but here comes Manuel back up on the outside. And while they battle for position, here comes Almeida underneath LaValle, takes 2nd away. LaValle settles back to 3rd. Lafort, Manuel, 4th and 5th. Manuel from the top to the bottom, takes a look, settles it in back behind. Field stretching itself out around the 3rd mile. Dave Westgate, looking for his first win of the season, leads the charge across the stripe in the TFB Racing number 49. A.J. Manuel again drifts up wide high, going into 1, down to the bottom off of 2, gets a nose up underneath Lafort, but Mikey's able to shut the door one more time. 11 laps remain, this time across the stripe. And Tyler Almeida has caught your leader. Takes a look to the outside, hitting down into turn number 3. Off the corner, settles it in back behind, and keep your eyes on the battle for 4th between Lafort and Manuel. They are having a blast or frustrating the heck out of each other. You choose, but they're putting on a whale of a show for that 4th position. 9 laps remaining. Almeida takes a look to the outside of Westgate, settles it in into 1 and 2. Tap off the bumper. Into the backstretch they go. And to the outside goes the green 07. Tyler Almeida from the top looks to the bottom. No room there. Down to the bottom into 1. And we've got a battle for the lead. Westgate again shuts the door down into 1 and 2. LaValle is closed in that battle for the lead with Lafort and Manuel. Behind them, Murray, Levesque, and DeHanchik all in tow. Down into 1 and 2, and again, Almeida takes a look to the inside. Just can't get the run he needs. Tries it again off of 2. Westgate shuts the door. While they play tag, here comes Manuel. Winds up that outside lane. 6 laps to go. And Manuel all of a sudden finds another gear and winds up to the outside. He's gotten by Lafort. Evens up with LaValle down the back straightaway. The pace is slowed enough where Manuel can get a run. He's looking for the battle for 2nd off of turn number 4. 5 to go as the Jazz Hands comes out. Manuel to the outside, looking for 2nd. He's looking for the lead off of turn number 2. Westgate winds that car up one more time, but Manuel is already on the run. He's got the lead off of 4, and with 4 to go, we've got our first lead change. Crystal Murray tries the same. So does Mike Lafort. Almeida now gets a run underneath Westgate down the backstretch. Battle for 2nd. Almeida's got it. Trouble to Hedgick. Sideways. Oh, some contact in the front. We're under yellow. Sport 4's A.J. Manuel. To bring the field down, Dave Westgate up on the outside. Tyler Almeida and Henry LaValle, row number 2. Up on the throttle they come. Green flag is out. And Manuel gets the jump down into 1. Almeida follows him through. Westgate back to the 3rd position. The 13 of Lafort looking for a podium run down to the inside. He battles with the 49 of Westgate. They race side by side with 3 laps remaining. Almeida throws it in hard and deep to try to unseat the leader, but comes up a little bit short. Look at the 44 of Carlin Levesque. Make some noise late in the race. 2 laps to go this time across the stripe. Westgate trying to hold on to a top 4 as LaValle pushes him into turn number 1. Levesque down to the inside. He's got Crystal Murray following him through down low as they hit turns 3 and 4. White flag is out. One more time around. Right now the battle is for 5th. Up front, A.J. Manuel leads the charge. 3 car length advantage over Almeida. Into 3 and 4 they go. There's a checkered flag, and there's another win for A.J. Manuel. Tyler Almeida in for 2nd. 3rd place going to Mike Lafort. Carlin Levesque 4th, and Dave Westgate just holding off a hard